Hello guys, welcome to CS Tech Solution. Today's is learn in SQL. Today's is learn as a normalization. What is a normalization? A normalization is a process of organizing the data in the database to as remove the duplicate data and the repeated as reduce the data's redundancies as improve the data's consistency and make the database easier to maintain. And the real life example as without normalization, here the students names as teachers are as repeated in the many times, and so the student IDs names course and the teachers names as the teachers names is repeated, and some student names is also as repeated. And with the normalization as student tables inside as Amit data as a two time to print, so the as only as one time as print is 101 is Amit and 102 is Neha. And the course tables inside as course IDs and the course and is Javas and the SQL as the two course has to show. And the allotment as the enrollment tables inside as student ID and the course IDs to gives, and as 101s and as select the course as a C01 is a Java, and 101 is select the another course is SQL as a C02, and 102 is select the course as Java as C01, and no repeated students names. And the types of the normalization as first is first normal forms, and second normal forms, and the third normal form, and as BCNF is BIOS code normal forms. Let's check and explain all the details. First is 1NF is a first normal forms and the rules. Each the columns is constrained as only the one values as automatic values, and no multiples values in a single column. And as before the 1NF first normal forms as student IDs names and the course has to gives, and the 101s and names is Amit, and two course columns inside the two course names is gives as a Javas and the SQL. And here the Javas and SQL is the constraint the multiple values. And after the first normal forms, and the student ID names and the course has to gives, and as 101 as names is Amit, and course as a Java, and another as a 101 as a second course, so the 101 is give the second record as Amit, and the second course is Java. And explanation, each the cell is constrained only the one values. And the second type as a 2NF is a second normal forms, as the rules must already be as a 1NF, and as a remove the particle dependencies, and as every non-key is a colon must as a depend on as entire premiums key. And the before the 2NF as student ID and the course ID and the student names is gives, and first as a student IDs to show as a 101, and the course first course is a Javas is a C02 ID, and is a student name is Amit, and the second is a second subject of first student, so the 101 is same student ID, and the course ID is changed as a C02 is a SQL course ID, and the student name is Amit, and the student names is depend on your the student ID, and not on the combinations of the student IDs commas course IDs. And after the 2NF, as the student tables inside has to show like a student IDs and the student name is a 101 is a Amit, and the enrollment tables as student IDs and the course IDs gives, and the student IDs is 101 and selected course like C02 and 101 is selected C02. And the explanation as the student is details are as stores only as ones. And the third type is a 3NF is a third normal forms, and the rules as must already be as a 2NF, and as a remove the transitive dependencies, and the non-case colon should as depend on only on primary case. And as before the 3NF as employee IDs names and department IDs, and as department names has to gives, and is a primary key is employee ID, and the department names is depend on the department ID, and not directly on the employee ID. So the after the 3NF as employee tables inside as employee IDs, employee names, and the department IDs to show, and the department ID to fetch the data in the department name, and the department tables inside as department ID equal department ID and the department names as to gives, and the department ID through as fetch the data in the employee table, and explanation as a department information is stored as separately. And the BCNF is a boys code normal forms as a rules as the must already be as a 3NF, and the every departmentals must be as a candidate's key, as a BCNF is strictest versions of the 3NF. And before the BCNF as teachers subject and the rooms has to give, and the one teachers has two and more subject to gives in this table, and if the rooms is determines teachers but rooms is not a candidate keys, and the tables is volatiles as a BCNF. And after the BCNF as a teacher tables as teachers as to gives like Raj and Priyas, and Raj is room 1, so the R wants to uh, in R1s is as Raj rooms, and Priya's rooms is R2, and the subject tables as teachers and the subject has to gives like Raj is Javas and the Raj is SQL and the Priyas is the Python. And as a denormalization, what is a denormalization? A denormalization is a process of combining the tables to improve the query's performance, and it intentionally as introduce some data as redundancies to make data's retrieval faster. And the example as a normalized tables inside the employees as the employee IDs names and the department IDs to give, and as a 101s and the names is Amit and the department ID is G01, and the department is the department ID and the department name D01 is the IT, and to display the department names is join is required, and as a denormalization to fetch all the data in one tables, and department ID sorry as the employee IDs names the department ID and the department names is to give on one table, and no the joins is needed so the queries can be as faster. Thank you guys to watch the videos. Please subscribe the channel, on the notification and bell icon.